Good evening and greetings from the Kingdom of Cambodia. We're bringing you the latest updates from the Kingdom of Wonder, focusing on the progress that we've had here in Cambodia, dispelling some misinformation, as well as highlighting some key news stories. We will be reviewing a few of the news stories from this week, as well as news stories right here today as well. Again, we want to highlight record investment and job creation. Cambodia is attracting record levels of foreign direct investment. According to a new report from the Council of Development of Cambodia on Thursday, a staggering 491 investment projects were approved in the first 8 months of this year, totaling 7.2 billion in capital. This influx of investment, let's say it again all together, this influx of investment is projected to create over 339,000 jobs, a significant boost for the local economy, and nearly a 50% year-on-year increase. I want to point out again, as we did again a bit yesterday, that this very much so demonstrates strong investor confidence in Cambodia's political and economic stability. Say it after me, stability. That's right. Particularly as Cambodia works to re-employ workers that have returned from neighboring countries as well. Another important news item is that the new Taichung International Airport is set to open. It's ready to open, poised to be a new global gateway. The new airport is scheduled to be officially opened on 9/9/2025, and if you add up the numbers 2025, it equals 9 as well. September 9th, 2025, with Cambodian Prime Minister Samdech Tapade Hun Manait calling it a new gateway for international travelers. The $1.5 billion airport, located 20 kilometers from Phnom Penh. Some people have questioned, is it further than before? Is it going to take longer to get into Phnom Penh than before? No, because it's a direct route with minimal traffic straight into the city. It will be capable of handling up to 13 million passengers annually just in this first phase. And it's good to point out again that whilst countries like, unfortunately, our neighbors in Thailand are investing in fighter jets, Cambodia is investing in passenger airports for leisure and business travelers. Our priorities are different. And this major infrastructure project will significantly enhance Cambodia's connectivity for opening up for every type of long-haul flights, boost tourism, and facilitate trade and investment. And of course, this aligns with the government's long-term economic development goals and its vision to become a regional transport hub. More important information is a new policy to attract high-end tourism. Yes, absolutely. Here in Cambodia, we do every types of tourism, including high-end tourism, and we are very well set up and can very well facilitate high-end tourists. Cambodia is actively targeting high-end international visitors. The country's National Tourism Development Committee is developing what we call a sacred tourism policy for 2025 to 2035, aimed at creating high-end tourist destinations and attracting what we'd call special high-end tourists. These high-value travelers, including business tourists, second home buyers, wealthy retirees, will be given special privileges related to residency and investment. This new policy aims to attract over 2 million of these high-value visitors by the year 2035. And whilst there are many destinations and many positive policies that are already attracting high-value travelers, we're looking forward to the implementation of the new sacred tourism policy that will even further attract high-value travelers to Cambodia. This initiative, which was temporarily stalled a few years ago because of the pandemic, it very clearly demonstrates Cambodia's long-term commitment to a more sustainable and profitable tourism model that reduces reliance on only one type of tourist. Also, another news item is strong growth in early 2025 tourism. Cambodia is seeing a surge in international tourist arrivals, The Ministry of Tourism has reported that the country has welcomed nearly 2 million international tourists in the first quarter of 2025, which is a remarkable 16% increase compared to the same period in 2024. Part of this is due to promoting Cambodia's green season. As you know, Cambodia is a monsoon climate, and we have 2 or 2.5 seasons per year. We have the dry season where there's very little rain. We also have the rainy season where you may have a downpour every couple days, a short downpour every couple days. And this is what we're calling our green season, a beautiful time of year to come and visit Cambodia. And then we have kind of what we call a half season, which is usually December, January each year, where the temperatures drop a bit. There's also not any rain, and it's a very comfortable time of year to come as well. So this is an encouraging start that we have had this year, and we're looking forward to the numbers that are coming up here soon as well. But it definitely confirms that Cambodia remains a top destination for travelers seeking unique cultural experiences, vibrant landscapes, wonderful people, and affordable travel as well. I want to jump into a few rebuttals and clarifications as well. The royal government of Cambodia has reiterated that it is firmly opposed to the spread of fake news related to the border conflict with Thailand. The royal government spokesman unit has once again warned the public against the proliferation of fabricated content related to the Cambodia-Thai border conflict. Social media has been unfortunately flooded with false reports of military attacks, old manipulated footage, and the government has reiterated its commitment to a peaceful resolution. And well, it was a couple months ago now, I said I appreciate what I called the government's mature response to this very unfortunate conflict. It takes a level of maturity to choose to handle a conflict like this through peaceful resolution. And I think we have seen that the Cambodian government has been committed to dialogue, to third-party intervention, because Cambodia has nothing to hide and very much has cried out and asked for this dialogue from the get-go of this conflict. And it's important to point out that when there's disinformation, usually this disinformation is used to sow discord and undermine national unity. Cambodia has very good national unity, and this is something that Cambodia can be proud of. And the government wants to reiterate that its stance is to maintain calm and a composed approach while respecting the ceasefire agreement. I also want to talk a little bit about the official stance on border evacuations, as well as some of the recent news on the border areas. First of all, Cambodia has officially rejected a demand from Thailand to evacuate villages from a border area. This is particular in the Banteay Meanchey area. And the Cambodian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation has lodged a strong formal protest against Thailand's recent actions, particularly their demand for the forced evacuation of 170 families from 2 different villages in the Banteay Meanchey province. The Cambodia has rejected this demand, stating that such unilateral action violates, listen carefully, the 2000 Memorandum of Understanding, as well as the recent ceasefire agreement. The government has stressed that the resolution of such issues as to where families are, where homes are, falls under the jurisdiction of the Joint Boundary Commission and the General Border Committee, and that the status quo must be maintained. And so this is very important to understand that Cambodia and Thailand have had some disputed border areas. But you need to understand that in the year 2025 years ago, and for the last 25 years, there has been a very clear-cut and strong memorandum of understanding of how to deal with the disputed issues on the border. and there is a joint committee where there is dialogue. We don't need to resort to arms. This has been the mode of operation since even before the year 2000, but in particular since the year 2000, when the Memorandum of Understanding was created, as well as when the Joint Boundary Commission and the General Border Committee were created. It is unacceptable for either side, and in this case for Thailand on their side, to unilaterally inform 170 families or inform the Cambodian government that they are now removing people from these disputed areas, or to erect boundary walls through barbed wire or other types of boundary walls. This is completely in opposition of the last 25 years of implementation of the Memorandum of Understanding that was signed back in 2000 between the two countries. And so for those of you that are listening around the world and you see the videos and you see the footage and you see the news about what's happening here just recently, in particular on the border, and Thailand trying to force families out of these areas and homes out of these areas. Some of these homes are in disputed border areas, and they have been living there for a long time. And if Thailand has any question or request as to whether that is Thai territory or Cambodia territory, it's to be brought to the Joint Boundary Commission. They cannot act unilaterally, nor can they resort to arms like they have done over the last several months here. And so this is a very important point for the international community to understand. It's also important to refute any claim that Cambodia has agreed to village evacuation, and Cambodia reinforces its commitment to diplomatic and legal frameworks. Okay, next news item is also clarifying military aid rumors. Numerous foreign embassies in Cambodia, including the embassies of Japan, South Korea, Sweden, China, have had to issue official statements debunking false reports circulating on social media. These reports claimed that their governments were providing or sending military equipment such as combat drones or jet fighters for the use of these border conflicts. And these embassies have clearly stated that this information was false and they are not interested in supplying military aid. And so again, this highlights the widespread issue of disinformation, where foreign powers are being falsely implicated in the border conflict. And it requires a coordinated international effort to provide accurate information. Also want to mention just a little bit about the IMF's economic forecast, as well as a local rebuttal. A recent International Monetary Fund mission to Cambodia has concluded, and that the IMF's report projects Cambodia's economic growth to a moderate 4.8% in 2025, from 6% in 2024. And they're citing external headwinds from trade policy uncertainty, regional tensions, and this outlook from the IMF has been widely reported. However, the royal government of Cambodia has responded that Cambodia is expected to receive more than 500 investment projects this year. It will create much more than 300,000 jobs, and Cambodian officials cite investors' trust in Cambodia's peace, political stability, macroeconomic factors such as that are the driving force behind this growth, and also emphasize that Cambodia's free trade agreements with key nations will continue to attract foreign investment, and we're anticipating economic growth around the 5% mark. So that's important to point out. Also, once again, as mentioned again yesterday, the World Bank approves major education project. The World Bank has approved a new $105 million project to enhance Cambodia's education system. This project is titled Inclusive, Quality, and Safe Education for All. Don't you love that? Inclusive, quality, and safe education for all. And it will improve teaching quality, learning environments, and education access across the country, particularly in remote and very, very rural areas. This is a significant move to strengthen Cambodia's human capital, ensure its long-term economic development, and this investment through the World Bank highlights the international community's continued commitment to Cambodia's social economic progress, and we appreciate the international community recognizing that a skilled workforce is key to our nation's future. Also, again, just mentioned previously this week that China pledges new aid for border families. And again, clarifications that these aids are not military aids, but these are humanitarian aids. And so China has pledged a $2.8 million in new aid for Cambodian families affected by the recent border tensions. The aid announced on September 2nd will be distributed to displaced civilians and communities in Banteay Meanchey province. The new aid package is part of a broader humanitarian effort to support Cambodia's security, stability, and this gesture reinforces the strong relationship between Cambodia and China, with China continuing to be a crucial partner in Cambodia's national development and in humanitarian efforts. Also, another news item related to the National Policy Forum that has addressed key development issues. And so Australia and the Asia Foundation, have co-hosted the National Policy Forum 2025 right here in Phnom Penh today, bringing together over 200 participants from the government, civil society, private sector, and community groups. This forum, the National Policy Forum 2025, is a key platform for discussing national policies and future development strategies. And this event is an important indicator of how committed Cambodia is to inclusive development, good governance. If Cambodia was not committed to development and good governance, these forums would not be happening. But over 200 participants from government, civil society, private sector, community groups joining. And it's a collaborative approach that is involving multiple stakeholders in shaping Cambodia's future, which is of interest, of course, to foreign governments, development partners, and nonprofit organizations. And also, just as we finish up here, we want to point out again that the human cost of border tensions, again, these are not stemming from some sort of age-old border tensions, but unfortunately, if you just read the news of the political chaos that has been happening in Thailand, these border clashes have been border clashes due to political chaos in our neighboring country, Thailand. And unfortunately, they have had a very human cost. And a recent report has highlighted the unprecedented exodus of nearly 1 million Cambodian migrant workers from Thailand. They cannot live in Thailand anymore due to the unfriendly, unwelcoming conditions. And this is all following border clashes that started in July. And this has left both countries reeling. And Cambodia of Thailand with a significant labor shortage, but also Cambodia with these migrant workers coming back as well. It's not an easy situation. And so I want to make sure that we do put a human face on this border conflict, and it does have economic, it does have social consequences. And we hope that we never have to have such a unfortunate situation again. I hope that Thailand can get their act together with politics and not include us in it. Cambodia wants peace. So that is it for tonight's news and our roundup for tonight. And I hope that this has been helpful for you. And we are looking forward to bringing you more important news right here from the studio of Troy Young News. សម្រាប់លោកអ្នកបងប្អូនដែលបានចូលរួមស្ដាប់កុំភ្លេចចែកចាយព័ត៌មានដែលមានជាភាសាអង់គ្លេសទាំងអស់នេះហើយសង្គមអន្តរជាតិដឹងឮទាំងអ្វីដែលកំពុងតែកើតឡើងទាំងល្អទាំងអ្វីដែលយើងត្រូវតែតបទៅវិញឲ្យសង្គមអន្តរជាតិដឹងហើយសម្រាប់យប់នេះខ្ញុំមានតែប៉ុណ្្នឹងទេខ្ញុំ Jesse McCall ផ្សាយ live ផ្ទាល់ពី studio របស់ Troy Young News សូមជម្រាបលា
ត្រយ៉ង នាំសារពិតគ្រប់ទីកន្លែង